So look who's back. It looks like Bibi Netanyahu is back. He's alive. I wouldn't say I don't know if he's alive and well, but he's alive nonetheless. And yeah, this is a video from CBS News as he was giving a national address on the Iran war. And so apparently he is alive. He made an appearance today and came out of hiding for a little bit. So I want to show you this article here I've got over on Telegram about that very thing. This is from the Blazing Press over here on Telegram. And as he says, Netanyahu comes out of hiding. And he hosted a press conference today. And during that press conference, as you're about to hear, he blasphemed Jesus Christ and he mocked Christianity. So let's play this for you and get into it like we always do. Here we go.
If people want to be naive, then they don't see the kind of world we're living in. In this world, it's not enough to be moral. It's not enough to be just. It's not enough to be right. You know, one of the greatest writers of the 20th century, someone that I admire a lot, was the historian Will Durant. Now, he wrote many volumes. I read most of them. He also wrote The Lessons of History, very brief, 100-page book, in which he said, well, history proves that, unfortunately and unhappily, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good.
Isn't that something? And that's exactly what Israel does. Use their evil to overcome good. Look what they've done in Gaza over the past couple of years. 2.5 years now. It's decimated. It's pretty much leveled. And during this press conference that he gave, the full-length one, he goes on with propaganda about the war against Iran and how he's not, he has no control over Trump. Trump is his own man and yada, yada. But they're partners and buddies and Israel's our best friend and so on and so forth. The usual rhetoric that he gives. But this part here was what stood out. It's not enough, he says, to be moral. It's not enough to be just. It's not enough to be right. One of the greatest writers of the 20th century says that history proves, unfortunately, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan. Because if you're strong enough, ruthless enough, and powerful enough, evil will overcome good. And that's what they all believe. They believe that might makes right, and the end justifies the means. That's what they believe, all of these folks. And like the Blazing Press says here, in other words, you need to use deception and ruthless means to get your way. Today, Netanyahu made it very clear he cares very little for what Christianity stands for and would rather use worldly means. This is Satan's world, after all, until Jesus returns. He would rather use worldly means to gain power and control. Israel will continue to put their trust in chariots and horses, Psalm 20, the earthly powers and tools of Satan, and reject Jesus Christ to this very day and to the very end, I would say. They're going to reject him until he returns. And then they'll be weeping and gnashing their teeth. And this is why God uses the time of Jacob's trouble to humble them completely for making a pact with the Antichrist in America, Mystery Babylon. I would agree. I would definitely agree. And now I'd like to show you something else I found on Telegram besides BB being alive. But of course, do we really know for sure? I'm going to wait until the internet sleuths examine this new video, see what they find or don't find. We'll see. Got to take everything with a grain of salt these days because of AI and how good they're getting at faking videos. But Mornings People 2 is another channel on Telegram I follow quite closely. She does a good job, especially explaining about Trump being the Antichrist and what he's doing and what he's up to. And this kind of correlates with something I was told in prayer about 5 years ago. So here we go. Watch what Trump does. He will be headed to rule and reign in the Middle East right when Babylon America is about to be destroyed in 1 hour, Revelation 18. When he does this, it will be a key clue that America is about to fall. This is all well coordinated, and Satan and Lucifer has been setting up everything to be able to rule from the Middle East. Why? Because that's where Jesus is literally stepping his foot down when he returns. And the beast must gather the nations to fight against Jesus Christ, the true King of Kings, when he returns. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And one of the things I was told in prayer about 5 years ago is that at some point, Trump will be in Israel and he'll declare himself God at the site of at the place where they're going to try and rebuild the third temple, which won't happen, but that's what they're going to try to do. He'll declare himself God at that site. So remains to be seen, but that's what I was told. And it correlates with what she's saying here. As biblical prophecy prepares the world for the final battle when Jesus returns, multitudes of people will be literally controlled. Thoughts, actions, right hand, and forehead. That's what that means, by the way. Where are your thoughts and actions? Thoughts, forehead, actions, right hand. By the fallen angel tech activated in the human temple through the hive mind of Lucifer, which is AI, and all that stuff was contained in the COVID-19 shots. What do you think the singularity is all about? Gathered with the beast to fight against Jesus Christ when he steps foot on that mountain. It's all being put into place right now, unfolding precisely according to what Revelation foretold. And so few understand. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth, keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Revelation 16. We've said that, we've quoted that quite often, especially over the past year or so on this channel. And then last but not least, Leland Jones came out with a new video on his main YouTube channel for the first time in, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 years, I would say, when he left YouTube. But anyway, he's been putting out videos on leelandjones.com. Obviously, I've interviewed him here on this channel before, about a year and a half ago, I guess. But in this one, he talks about Jacob's 20 years. And we all know how he's been talking about the 14 years of tribulation and that how it came to an end in 2024. But now we have an additional 6 years to deal with, is what he's saying here. So if you haven't seen this yet, I recommend that you watch it. You know, take it up to the Lord in prayer and do your own study. But it explains a few things that, people have been asking me about in regards to Leeland, because we've worked together in the past. So people come to me with questions. And so now here are your answers. Well, Johnny, Leeland's a false prophet. Why didn't Jesus return in 2024? Well, now you have your answer straight from the horse's mouth, Leeland Jones himself. So I'll put the link to this video up as well, so you guys can go check it out in case you weren't aware it was posted. But yeah, it was on his main YouTube channel for the first time, like I said, in at least 4 or 5 years since he's posted there. But yeah, whether you agree with Leeland or not, and I still have to take this up in prayer and study myself to prove it to myself, to make it real for me or not. I don't necessarily agree with everything Leeland talks about, in spite of what people may think. So I'm going to take this up in prayer myself. I've only watched it through one time. I'm probably going to have to watch it through 1 or 2 more times. And then hopefully Jennifer will transcribe it for us and I can post that as well, because it does help if I can see the written words along with, what I've been listening to. It just helps reinforce it and helps me learn and comprehend it more. So anyway, I'll post that as well, if and when I get it. The transcription of this, that is. But I just wanted to make you guys aware that this was posted, because some of you have been asking me over the past, 3, 4 years or so, well, what if Leland's wrong? What if Jesus doesn't return in 2024? What if? And then, of course, when that didn't happen, everybody's like, hey, Leland was wrong. He's a false prophet. Why are you following him? Well, here's your answer. I'll let Leland answer the questions himself. And that will be it for now. Don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com, in case you're not aware, is home base for all that we do here. I put a lot of stories here, like this one. A lot of stories about the mark of the beast, a lot of stories about that technology that we can't speak about anywhere else but here, even to this day. So we're 3,000 stories now over the past, well, we've been going 7 years. It'll be 7 years with this website this summer. We started the YouTube channel before that, but It took me a while before I finally decided to dive in and make this website, which I did. And so, if you want to subscribe or contact me, you can click on this tab here, or there's a subscription box at the bottom of every article. You'll get one pop up while you're here. So, click on subscribe, contact Johnny, type in your email, click subscribe, and you'll be in. Every time I put up a new post, you'll be notified. Then, email for the website or to get in touch with me is Don't Speak News at Proton Mail. And then for channel support, you have that tab right here. And all the different links to support us are laid out right here. And then Rumble, BitChute, Telegram, all of those links, places to find us around the internet are right here. And these are all the different places to find us. And I'm not going to go anywhere else because we keep getting taken down from everywhere else. So it doesn't make any sense. And that is it for now. Stay ready, guys. Time is getting short. God bless. Take care. Johnny Storm. Don't Speak News.